You'll hear me say sometimes that motorcycle is much more of a sport than transportation. And just like any sport, we should work on our skills. Now, the average person driving a car, they learned how to drive. They may work on a few things. A few people may go to a driving school, but it's not something you go, like let's do some autocross and learn how to time the suspension unloading so I can use the steering wheel in such a way to get the maximum bite from my front tires as I go around a turn. It's not a thing, but it's important. And I learned more, by the way, about driving my car on the track, on an autocross track, than I did on the track. So take that to motorcycles. Why not work on your skills? And the way you work on your skills is with drills. In this network, you will have access to drills you can do on your street bike, especially if you do a lot of riding. Just take 5% of your time while you're riding. Just spend some time on drills. I used to come up to a sign like when you're in the twisties and you have these signs as you come into a town, it says 35 miles per hour. And it might say reduce speed ahead. So you have a warning. So I'll wick it up a little. My objective is to pick a place that I believe maximum braking, I can be at 35 miles per hour at that sign. Now, what that's teaching you is how hard you can brake. It's teaching you slowing down is a very important thing. Remember, the force, which comes from a kinetic energy, quadruples at the doubling of speed. So if I can slow from 70 to 35, I've reduced my force exponentially, potential force exponentially. And because of that reduced kinetic energy, I can actually change the direction of the motorcycle more easily. I have more options. And by the way, slowing from 35 to 0 is a lot easier than slowing from 90 to 35. So by learning how to slow from 90 or 60 to 35, and learning how long that takes, you start to respect things about the motorcycle. You start to understand, you start to plan differently because you realize you need more time to get things to happen, and you get better with the braking. So that's just one example of a drill. And it also teaches you spatial, and it's going to translate to the racetrack. It will translate to you choosing braking markers as well. More on that in some other segments. Be safe.